The 90s was the easiest era in NBA history to win rings, and it's not even close. Let's just start off with the fact that from 1980 to 1998, that's 19 years, only 5 teams, the Celtics, the Lakers, the Bulls, the Rockets, and the Pistons, they combined to win 18 of the 19 championships. And just for some comparison, in the last 6 years, we've had 6 different champions. And you guys are gonna say, oh, well, the Celtics and Lakers, that was during the 80s, and you're right. Yes, the Celtics and Lakers absolutely dominated the 80s. They won 8 of the 10 championships. They made 13 finals appearances. They were basically the 1 seed in their conference every single year. But at least during the 80s, you had 2 elite teams. You had the Celtics with 5 Hall of Famers. You had the Lakers with 5 Hall of Famers. You had 2 elite teams. But once the 90s came around, Magic had to retire, so the Lakers fell off. Bird had to retire, so the Celtics fell off. So there was just no one left. Not to mention that 6 new teams joined the NBA in the late 80s and mid 90s. And unlike the Celtics and Lakers in the 80s, who each had 4 to 5 Hall of Famers on their team at any time, I mean, they were just stacked. The teams in the 90s, they had 1, 2 Hall of Famers max. Like, that was it.
There's no way you can objectively discuss how dominant a team was, and you don't bring up the Celtics of the black and white days? They didn't even have free agency back then. So if you were great or bad, you were pretty much stuck being great or bad. Unless for some magical reason, a great team would trade away their great players. If we just stick to the 90s, I don't care what you guys say. Other than the bad boy Pistons of 1990, the expansion Orlando Magic are the only team to kick the Chicago Bulls out of the playoffs when Michael Jordan's on the team. And I don't want to hear the Michael Jordan was rusty. Yeah, you could also say he was well rested. Again, they lost. If the competition of the expansion teams are so bad, the Magic wouldn't have beat them. Plain and simple, period. Furthermore, the amount of Hall of Famers. The Magic technically only had 1 Hall of Famer in Shaq. Obviously, Penny should have and could have went, obviously. But as it stands, he's not a Hall of Famer.
I'm a vote for him.
Speaking of expansion teams from Florida, the Miami Heat were a very good, I don't want to say great, but they were a very good team. 2 Hall of Famers and a multiple All-Star and solid defender in Dan Majerle. And you got Jamal Mashburn. That's 4 very good players on one team. I don't want to go too far because I am a huge Monster Mashburn fan, but dare I say if Mashburn was healthy his whole career, he sneaks into the Hall of Fame? Maybe? Probably? One last thing.
So there was just no one left.
No one left. Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, Stockton, the Admiral, Reggie Miller time, and a plethora of others. I'm not even going to bring up all of the young kids like KG, Kobe, etc. These guys are nobodies. Chris Webber, Jason Kidd, Grant Hill, Shaq, again, Penny. None of these guys qualify to be named. Gary Payton, Mitch Richmond. Just look at the damn Dream Team. If you just look at the Dream Team and then take out Michael and Pippen, those are all competitors. You can even take out Magic and Bird and obviously Christian Laettner. These are all competitors for a ring every year. And you could say, well, their team sucked. But a team like the Warriors with Run TMC, that's 3 Hall of Famers that lost to the Lakers with 2 Hall of Famers. I'm so tired of hearing this whole Hall of Fame thing because I feel like a lot of these guys that make these types of narratives or videos or whatever against the Bulls and the 90s in general, I don't think they understand that the first three-peat Bulls, it's not the same roster as the second three-peat.
And yeah, when you look at the 90s Bulls, they don't look like some crazy super team. They don't look like the 2017 Warriors, the 80s Lakers, not like that. But relative to the 90s, this was a super duper team.
You can say whatever you want about the second three-peat. But that first three-peat, it's quite different. There is no Stephen Kerr. There is no Kukoc. There's no Dennis Rodman. There's no Ron Harper. I actually really like B.J. Armstrong and Hodges and Paxson. Man, those guys came through in the clutch. I'm just saying, if you're going to mention Hall of Famers, for the most part, overall, you're right. There is only one or two Hall of Famers on most 90s teams. The issue is that goes for the Bulls as well. And if there's only one or two on the Bulls and everybody else, doesn't that mean it's pretty fair for competition? Pretty well balanced, wouldn't you say? This guy is a huge LeBron fan. That man had 2 Hall of Famers for multiple stints. Sometimes 3 Hall of Famers beside him. That doesn't sound well balanced to me. Yes, you could say, well, what about the Warriors? Yeah, cool, but LeBron made it a hot line. Kevin Durant made it a hot song.
And also the Bulls had a lot of good fortune. Like, what if Len Bias survives? What if Larry Bird doesn't get hurt? What if Magic doesn't get HIV? Like, the league would have been different. And also the Bulls had a lot of good fortune. Like, what if Len Bias survived?
Tell me, you didn't just say that.
Did you really just say good fortune for a sports team in correlation to a man dying?
What the fuck? What is wrong?
Tell your friends about me.